There's four types of morality according to Jonathan Haidt. The first one is morality of purity, being disgusted by other people, being disgusted by food, things that are impure, and it's very much connected to the personality trait of conscientiousness in the Big Five, or the hexaco model, which means that orderly people, pedantic people, very disgusted by things that are not in order. For one, Hitler used that against the Jews by stating that they were unorganized and disgusting people. And that's why he felt that he wanted to eradicate them. So it pays to pay attention to this in other people. When people start to discuss being disgusted by other people, be aware that's the innate problem of the morality of purity, and that leads down a road that is not very pleasant. So you should see yourself as equals in society and be careful about how you put a mark on other people. The second one is morality of reciprocity. Now, as you've been told before, most likely, is that people are very social animals. And the meaning of morality of reciprocity is that people like to organize themselves around fairness, equality, and getting paid for the work you've done so that it feels fair. You can see this in Jante's law that comes out of Denmark, which is 10 different rules. You can see this in New Zealand with the tall poppy syndrome or culture. We also see this in the Yamamoto tribe in the Amazons, where if one male hunter brags that he's better than everyone else, the group of men will take care of him, and he will most likely not come home one day after a hunt because he can't be humble and cooperate with the other men as to being nobody is taller than anyone else. It pays to pay attention to the morality of reciprocity as well. This is also one of the morality cues that Hitler used against the Jews, that they were stealing all the money. You can hear it still today that the Jews are running Hollywood, they are running all the banks and are very affluent. And you need to stay aware that that's a cue of morality of reciprocity that people are invoking in themselves and in others to group themselves against the Jews as a group. Now, these people, or any people for that matter, can use this innate morality of reciprocity against any other group. So be careful of not ending up in that same problematic frame of mind or narrative that another group is bad and you think that you're the good guys. So the third morality is the morality of hierarchy, how men and women organize themselves in groups. In most society, men organize themselves in hierarchies where they abide by meritocracy. Those who are the strongest and have the most knowledge will be the leader of the group. And men have no problem sorting themselves in hierarchies. So that's what you see in society as well, that men usually organize themselves in hierarchies where they let the best man that wins any duel or competition run the show, because it is more efficient for everyone and better for everyone if the best will lead the pack, so to speak, towards greatness and more efficiency. Now, women, on the other hand, are not organized in hierarchies. They're organized in flat, horizontal planes in groups. And you can see this by women not accepting newcomers, other women joining the group. There'll be a lot of problems when you introduce a woman into another already established group. Another thing is that what we see in football, soccer, as you refer to it in other countries, is that when men have a dispute between two men in the football team, they have no problem setting that aside during the match to win the game. That is not equivalent to women that are competing in soccer or football. They can't put it aside if they have differences so that the team wins. They simply can't. That is also one of the reasons why women, if you look at the science, don't speak the truth in public when their names are attached to it, like in recommendations, because they're afraid of the reprisals of other women or antisocial women that want to cancel them out through indirect aggression. That is a problem even in Yamamoto tribes in the Amazon, that if some other woman wants to cancel another woman out, she will simply set a rumor that she's promiscuous and slept with other men, so that she will be extradited or cast out of the group into the jungle to survive on her own. The fourth and the last remaining module of morality that Jonathan Haidt speaks about is the morality of care. It came about how we as mothers and fathers care for our children and take care of them. You see this in daycare centers, you see this in hospitals. We have an innate ability to take care of one another. Now, that's mostly also connected to empathy, but empathy isn't what people think it is. Empathy is, by the looks of it, connected to one gene, RS53576, that the Chinese scientists found out to be. It's the lowest. That gene is not very prevalent in Asian people because they're collective people. As collective people, you already have morality of care built into the system and the culture. The same is not in individualistic countries like Sweden, for example, or other countries that are Westerns. So it looks like Western countries have developed the gene RS53576 to be able to see the other person's point of view or mentalize what people think about, and to sort of feel what other people are feeling. So empathy, and I've spoken about this before, is your left eye watching the eye muscles of another person you're watching and their eye muscles. Then your mirror neurons in your right hemisphere will mimic or try to mimic those eye muscles, because your eye muscles are connected to your limbic system. So your limbic system will then be triggered by the emotion that your facial muscles are sending to it. And that's how you can start to mentalize and feel for other people. And they think that that sort of connection is connected to the gene RS53576 that is more prevalent in Western countries, which are more individualistic, as you can see by the housing. So speaking about antisocial personality disorder or antisocial behaviors, anything that goes against these four modules of morality, which makes the society cohesive and cooperative, will indicate that there is some sort of negative or bad behavior in a person or a group of people. So to cap it all off, you have the morality of purity, you have the morality of reciprocity, morality of hierarchy, and your morality of care.